welcome to my YouTube channel. To be honest, it took me a while to make a decision to start my own YouTube channel because I know it's commitment, it's dedication, but as soon as the decision is made, just do it, just implement it. So welcome, my name is Valerie, and I thought it's so important in the first video just to mention shortly about my background and about what this YouTube channel is going to be about. So I was born and raised in Central Asia, but I also lived some months in South Korea because ethnically I'm Korean. I also lived in Poland, and the last 5 years I spent in Germany. Currently I'm based in Dubai. So if you have any kind of questions or if you need some tips regarding the relocation or how to be adapted in the new surrounding, in the new environment, a new country, just comment below and let me know that you want about what you want to know, and I will shoot for you a separate video. So currently I own 2 businesses and 4 brands. I also host an international event that takes part in different countries each year. I started my entrepreneurial journey about 10 years ago, back in 2009. It was a dancing school, actually opened it parallel to the full-time job in the bank, but I was following my passion. And actually I was so much passionate about ballroom dancing, and I'm still passionate about that. I happened to become a world and German champion, but it's a bit different story. I also had startups in fashion industry, property investment, and currently I'm more focused on education. So if you're interested in starting your own business or how to, let's say, care about your personal finances, if you want to raise capital for investment, or if you want how to actually afford what you want to have in your life, or how to give back, if for example you want to donate, but you know, very often people say okay, I don't have enough funds or whatever. If you want to know some strategies about that, or in general how as a woman be able to have both and family and career and as well as hobby, for example, or I call it how to build up a multi-dimensional life, so then consider to subscribe. And there are so many topics that I'm really looking forward to cover. And in today's video I actually wanted to give you some tips, like let's say some general tips, because I really want to keep my videos short, but I thought that yes, it's really important to introduce myself, to tell about this channel, and today I would like to actually talk about 5 tips how to have it all, and family and business and hobby and whatever you want to have in your life. So tip number 1 is actually define what do you want in your life. I know it sounds simple, but very often people come or write me and ask question, how about this, I want to have this in life, I want to have this in life, and when I ask them why, they can't really answer. So really go back to yourself and figure out what is it that is missing in your life. No matter if you have job, if you have business, if you're unemployed, if you're single, if you're married, if you have kids or no, what do you want in your life, and figure out why do you want to have this in your life, why is it important, because it should be your genuine dream or wish, not that somebody from outside, whether your family or neighbors or friends, kind of possessed or put this idea in your mind. So take your time and figure it out. Tip number 2 is prioritize. You know, we have I think opportunities every single day to go further, to reach our goals, and yes, we can have it all, but not at the same time. And this is the lesson that actually really hard, it was really hard for me to learn. But honestly, if you want to succeed in something, you have to put a focus on it. It doesn't really mean that you have to neglect or forget about other areas of your life, but the major focus has to be on the goal. As I said, keep your eyes on the prize. Tip number 3, as soon as you know what you want in your life and you set up the priority that yes, I go for that, You have to, of course, build up a plan, but not just a plan. It should be plan A, plan A, plan B, plan C. So I don't tell you that when you start something you have to focus on failure, that maybe the plan A will not work. No, what I'm telling is that you have to set up a plan. Let's say put the high intention, but not to be too much attached to this, because life is happening, things are going on, and that the path to success, it's not straight. It normally goes in different directions, and everything can be changed even now or tomorrow. You never know. So you have to be ready for that changes, and meaning that even if something happens with your plan A, it may work, may not. If it's not working, you are ready to make up the next plan, or even if this plan doesn't work, you have another one, meaning just don't give up. Let's say don't change your dream, but just change the plan, change the direction. For example, when I wanted to achieve some success in particular area in my life, I moved in Korea. Of course, I moved there with the let's say goal that I will settle down in this country, that I will live there. I didn't have in my mind, okay, I will relocate in this country and then I have to move. Of course not. But when the things didn't work in a way as I wanted, and I didn't see any opportunity for me to reach the goals that I wanted at this stage of my life, I moved in Europe. Of course, it was a massive action for myself because it's completely different culture, completely different environment. But I was not, let's say, I was prepared to move forward and not giving up on my dreams. As a result, in some years, I really achieved my goal. I made my dream come true. Tip number 4. As soon as you know your plans, as soon as you set up some strategies, it's time for action. It's time for action. Sometimes as an example that I mentioned, you have to make the massive action, but it's not necessarily all the time. Sometimes you just need to take some basic baby steps in order to move yourself forward. But the most important, if you made a decision to move forward, you have just to go for that action. And if today you decided that really this is what I really want in my life, and you figure out, okay, this will be my strategy number 1, that I want to give it a try, then just do this. Tip number 5 is actually for women who have kids. I receive a lot of messages about, like, people see, for example, in Instagram, that I'm traveling here, traveling there, and that I'm doing these things and that, and then they were asking, where's your child, how you do that? So the thing is, and my tip number 5 is, don't take motherhood as an excuse. I know it sounds weird, but really the reality is like that. Of course, there can be a lot of scenarios, but if you decided to be a stay-home mother, whether it's until a specific age, like 3, 5, until school age, or you just don't want to work, then honor this decision. The work that we're doing to keep the household and taking care about the kids, it's such a hard work already. So just honor this decision and don't compare yourself with others, because what is happening sometimes, somebody can become like they're bored and they see that women are doing something different, they are active, they have a different life, but you don't know, right? You have your own path, so honor this. From the other side, if you decided to be a working mom, to go back to your corporate job, or you want to have your own business at another project, also respect this decision, take responsibility and honor this. Don't blame yourself or feel guilty that you spend less time with your child, or you are missing this, you are missing that. This is your decision and you are a role model for your kid. So what I want to say is that in this case, you really need to organize your life that you are able to take part in, let's say, build your life in different, that consists in different parts. For example, first time when I went out, this was a coaching program that was lasting 3 days from 8 in the morning till 10 or 11 at night. I left my child with her dad, with my husband, and I really trusted him. Like, I know that for some women it can be an issue to leave her child with a husband, but if you have a family member whom you really trust and who is willing to support, it's such a great help. And I was breastfeeding, so you know, in a way my child was if something happening, I was able to come, but at the same time I was able to move forward with my decisions, with my let's say goals, and with my whatever aims in life. So just take this into consideration. Another thing is communicate with your child. You know, if I have to travel, I do speak with my daughter and explain her that mommy will come back. I know she's still too young, but maybe on her level of understanding things, she knows and she feels that yes, mommy is not here, but she will come back. She will come back. And I think third very important thing is work at work, meaning that if you work, do it, but don't do it when you're with your child. So spend quality time with your child. It's so important. I think that's all for today. That's what I really wanted to share. And if you are interested in such kind of content, then consider to subscribe. Just press the button below, and I see you in the next video.